So we've moved from the primary and the secondary vegetation on the front of the dunes into the tertiary vegetation here to the west of the dunes. This tertiary environment here is known as littoral rainforest. And that term littoral means by the sea or coastal, and the rainforest is described as a forest with a clear structure. That structure needs a canopy above us, and we've got that here, a really defined ceiling of leaves formed by tall trees such as vangale behind me, red ash, coastal banksia, a whole range of really tall tree species. Beneath that canopy, there needs to be an understory. Typically, this understory is formed of vines and saplings. We've got clear examples of those here. We've got these vines that are climbing above these tall trees around us in an effort to get to the light. We've also got a range of small saplings which are waiting for their chance. They're waiting for a branch or a tree to fall, providing a gap in that canopy for them to chase the light up into the top of the canopy and grow and find their place in the ecosystem. At my feet is the ground cover. Now typically this should be defined as just decaying plant material. We should hope to find nothing but dead and dying leaves and sticks here, which are breaking down, adding nutrients to the lithosphere. But unfortunately the ground cover here is really impacted by that weed we saw earlier called asparagus fern, and it's starting to form a dense carpet in this ecosystem. Again, there's risk to the native plants with them being choked out in competition for resources such as water and nutrients. And into the future we might see these events play out more significantly, but certainly management needs to take place now in order to combat problems into the future. This ecosystem couldn't survive if it wasn't for the primary and the secondary vegetation. The primary vegetation near the swash zone, those small plants, stop the destructive waves from impacting the dunes. The secondary vegetation blocks the atmosphere changes, things like wind and strong rain events that would really heavily impact the tall trees here are buffeted by that secondary vegetation, offering lots of protection to allow trees to grow for 200 or 300 years to take their final place in the canopy. This tertiary environment is of huge significance for the Illawarra. It's one of the very few remaining pockets of littoral rainforest left, and for that reason, because of the biodiversity and the protection offered to the number of plants and animals that live here, it's of huge ecological significance.